Welcome to the $100 MBA Show, and today is the Q&A Weekends episode where we answer your question right here on the show. If you have a question you want to ask, just email us at contact@100mba.net, or you can send me a tweet at BizRepublic, B-I-Z Republic is my handle. As always, I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And today's question comes from James. And James asks, do you recommend Leadpages or Optimizepress for website creation? For those who don't know, Leadpages and Optimizepress are web page and landing page creation tools. I'll be answering James' question, but right off the bat, Leadpages and Optimizepress are actually not the same kind of product, and I'll explain why. I'll also throw in a third option you may want to take a look at to create your landing pages. We got lots to cover, so let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by Webinar Ninja Live. The first national webinar conference in sunny San Diego, California is on September 26, 2015. Learn from the masters of webinars like New York Times bestseller Michael Port, John Lee Dumas, Clay Hebert, Kate Erickson, Grant Baldwin, myself, and a whole lot more. Learn everything from marketing your webinar to teaching and selling on one at the beautiful Museum of Photographic Arts Theater in San Diego. Get your early bird ticket now for only $95 at webinarninja.co/live. That's webinarninja.co/live. Let me start off by saying that both Leadpages and Optimizepress are great products, and my recommendation will depend on your needs. And I'll go through exactly the difference between these two and why would you need Leadpages over Optimizepress and vice versa. There's also a third option called Unbounce. I'll talk a little bit more about Unbounce in a moment, but before that, let me get into the details and compare Leadpages versus Optimizepress. Again, these are tools for creating landing pages or pages where you want to sell things on the internet. There's a couple big differentiators between Leadpages and Optimizepress. One, Optimizepress works with WordPress. You can either make it your theme or you can use their plugin. So you have to be running on WordPress. Now, this is not a problem because WordPress is free, and if you're using hosting like HostGator, you can install it in one click. Leadpages, on the other hand, is not built on WordPress. You can use it in WordPress if you want to, but primarily it's a web-based service. They host all your pages on their server. Now, what does this mean? This means that you're not using your actual host to host your pages, so that may be an advantage for Leadpages. Now, where Optimizepress has the advantage is that Optimizepress is actually a whole website creation tool. So you can create a blog with Optimizepress. You can create your whole website with Optimizepress, not just your landing pages or your opt-in pages or your sales pages. This is what I mean by landing pages or opt-in pages. So you can pretty much create everything on your website with Optimizepress. Now, let me get into the advantages and disadvantages of both products. Leadpages is probably by far the easiest tool to use. But with ease comes the limitations. You're kind of limited with what you can do with Leadpages. You can modify some of the colors and the fonts and things like that, which is great, but you're kind of restricted to the layout. You can't just create a layout from scratch. You'd have to pay extra for that. And again, you're kind of confined to opt-in pages, sales pages. You can't create a blog with Leadpages. But a lot of people swear by Leadpages, how easy it is, and how the functionality is easy to use. They also have some really great features like split testing, allowing people to opt into your list using SMS. And by being in the cloud, being a server-based product, upgrades are done seamlessly. If you're somebody who doesn't want to toy around with your landing pages too long, Leadpages is highly recommended. Now let's talk about Optimizepress for a second. If you want a once-and-done solution in terms of creating your website design, then Optimizepress is probably the way to go. You can create everything from your blog, from your sales page, from your actual membership. You can actually create membership pages inside and offer a membership course or a membership program. It's pretty inclusive. It's kind of hard for me to think what you can't do with Optimizepress. Now, given that Optimizepress is robust and it is on WordPress, there is a learning curve involved. It's not super simple to use. I'm not saying it's hard to use. It's actually pretty intuitive. But there's so many features, you have to learn how to use it. It may take you a few hours to kind of get used to, maybe a week even, if you're spending about an hour or two a day on it. but there's pretty much limitless options. If you're the creative type and you like to have things just your way, then Optimizepress is the way to go. And it's a great way to create a beautiful looking website with no code needed. Now remember, with Optimizepress, you need to have your own hosting. You're hosting your website with a host like HostGator or something, and you're using WordPress, and you're installing Optimizepress on WordPress. Another pretty big advantage to Optimizepress that people really like is that Optimizepress has a one-time fee. You can get started with Optimizepress for only $97, and you can use that on up to 3 websites. And it includes everything, including a year of support and updates. Leadpages has a different pricing model. It's a monthly model or an annual model. So if you want to try it out, it may be a good idea to go with Leadpages. They start out at $37 a month, and their advanced goes up to $97 a month. If you go annual, there are some discounts. There's even more discounts if you go to a 2-year billing. So if you're looking for a quick way to create sales pages, landing pages, opt-in pages, then Leadpages is probably the way to go because you won't need any hosting and you can just get up and running real quick. But if you're building a website from the ground up with a blog, with a membership service, if you're selling multiple products, if you have different kinds of pages, sales pages, opt-in pages, and you're familiar with WordPress, then Optimizepress is a really good option. Now, a third option you should really take a look at is Unbounce. You could say Unbounce is a competitor to Leadpages because they host their pages on their server. They have a little bit more functionality than Leadpages in terms of customizing your page. You hear me saying this a lot. The reason why I say this is because the more you can customize your page, the more original it's going to look. There are pages out there on the internet that look like Leadpages. I can tell you that was hosted by Leadpages because the templates, you could change the colors, but you really can't change the way it looks too much. Having said that, it's a great software. Unbounce is a good alternative to Leadpages because you can do a little bit more customization and your pages will look original. The slight downside of Unbounce is that their pricing is a little bit different. They start out at $49 a month, but that depends on how much traffic you get. If you get 5,000 unique visitors per month, that's your pricing. You get up to 25,000, it's $99 a month. If you get to 100,000 unique visitors, then it's $199 a month. You may want to check out their site. They have a free trial. You can check them out. And you could check out Leadpages as well. They have a risk-free trial. So that's a pretty comprehensive look at your choices, James. I got a couple more tips when it comes to this topic. But before that, I got to give love to today's sponsor, ZipRecruiter. Are you hiring but not sure where to find the best candidates? As a business owner myself, I can tell you firsthand, they are companies only as good as the people that you hire. I learned that the hard way throughout the years. I also saw how hiring the right people can positively impact your business. I can also tell you that posting your job in one place isn't enough for finding quality candidates. But when you're short on staff, there's no time to deal with dozens of different job sites. Until now. Thanks to ZipRecruiter.com, I can post to 100 plus job sites with one single click. Just post once, and within 24 hours, watch your candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. Plus, be instantly matched to candidates from over 4 million resumes. ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses, and you could try it right now for free. Getting the right people for your company is so important. That's why it's so important for you to try ZipRecruiter and get your perfect candidate before they go to somebody else. And they do go fast. So take this opportunity to try ZipRecruiter for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/MBA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/MBA. Again, don't settle. Get the best candidates for your business. ZipRecruiter.com/MBA. A couple more pointers when it comes to choosing your landing page tool. One, if you're not somebody with an eye for design, somebody that really knows what you're looking for and wants to create something from scratch yourself, like you don't want to hire somebody, then I recommend you go with Leadpages or Unbounce. You're going to get something that looks good and is well presented, and there's nothing for you to fiddle. If you're more the designer type and know exactly what you're looking for and you want to implement this idea in your head and put it into action, then I would go with Optimizepress. Regardless of what you choose, I really highly recommend you check out Leadpages' blog. Leadpages has some really great resources on their blog and on their website. And I gotta give them a nod because I'm a big fan and a great advocate of a great content marketing strategy. And they use content marketing very, very well over at Leadpages. So great job there, guys. All right, guys, that wraps up today's lesson. James, I hope that answers your question. Remember, guys, if you have a question, email us at contact@100mba.net. Listeners, we need your help. You could support the show by completing a short, anonymous survey. And your answers will help us find the sponsors that are best fit for you, our audience. And as a special gift,